From cheers of the fans to the crack of the bat, learn it all from Jimbo, Gabe, Mike, and Matt. Giving thoughts on all public teams, whether times are boom or if they are lean. Hero players that you should know, not only the good things, highs and the lows. Here it is, we're ready to go. Please enjoy the podcast. On with the show.
Good morning, good evening, and good everything in between, and welcome to the podcast. It's our end of season special. I'm your host, Jim Obernicki, and I'm joined as always by Mr. Gabe Lorman. How you doing at the end of the season right now, Gabe?
I'm glad we're recording this now when I've had a few days to decompress rather than Friday or Saturday. I'm in shambles, man.
And it was that recently. It feels like it was like a lifetime ago. For me, it was the time compression is so real.
And the daylight savings time switch. Yeah, absolutely Kershmorgel things.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I can't believe it was less than a week ago. I was watching those games, man. And we're joined also by Mr. Michael Bealey. How you doing, Mike?
Staring out my window and waiting for spring, as the saying goes.
Yeah, it's gotten cold and wet here in Montreal, and it is awful, absolutely awful. I'm dreading it. But, yeah, I was going to say, we have more baseball to look forward to, but we don't. We are dreading the end of the season. We've come to the end of another amazing Pacific League season, and our Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks managed to win the Japan series against the Hanshin Tigers in Game 5. It was such an incredible... I wasn't able to watch the game live, but I was keeping up with the stats, and Matt, they pulled it through in extra innings. It was awesome. 12th win of the franchise, 7th in the last 15 years. I couldn't be happier for the Hawks. What'd you guys think keeping up with the series?
You get the sense that the other league may not be as good as ours. I mean, this is your champion, really? I mean, yes, the last three games of the series were all one-run wins, one of which required extra innings. But fun fact, the Tigers have never beaten the Hawks in the Japan series. All four times they've gone head-to-head, the Hawks have emerged triumphant. We should have predicted this.
Well, we did. I still thought they were going to win. It's just they took a little more effort than I thought. We should have swept.
I mean, they won on aggregate, too. That 10-1 game, too, that was fun.
Yeah, that was awesome. Yukio Shudo picked up 5 hits, most in the Japan series. But no, I mean, you want to talk about effort and strife. I mean, the Fighters took the Hawks to the absolute limit in Game 6, which is basically Game 7, right, as we know. It was crazy. I think almost every game was one run. Was it all one run?
Not so. I mean, all the wins might have been one run. But the Fighters, I mean, remember, we recorded before Game 3, and we were all looking at each other like, well, that's the end of that series. Not so, say the Fighters. Their next 3 games were all 6-run margins of victory. The offense showed up. Maybe their Shinkansen into Fukuoka was delayed. They won those 3 games, becoming the first team in Pacific League Climax Series history to start the final stage down 3-0 and come back to force a winner-take-all game. Had they completed the reverse sweep, they would have been the first to do that too. But alas and alack, no such luck.
Yeah, and like I said, I was more scared of the Fighters than I was the Tigers, so that made sense.
It was so good to see the club wake up, do well. I just wish it was a chance to win the Pacific League Climax Series, play for a Japan Series. I'll take what I can get.
And so, because it is the end of the season, we also have our awards to give out. Well, not for us to give out, for us to report to you what has been given out by who. And we are going to let Matt, our long-distance correspondent who can't be with us right now, but you are going to hear his voice right now giving you an update. Matt, what do you have for us on the awards?
Some award news. Hiromi Ito wins his very first Sawamura Award. 14 wins tied the Pacific League lead, and I think it was actually close to that in all of baseball. 196 and 2/3 innings pitched definitely led the Pacific and all of baseball. A 2.52 ERA and his 195 strikeouts was best in the Pacific League. Stop me if you've heard this before. Best in all of baseball in Japan. It's the second time a Fighters pitcher has been awarded this prestigious title. The last fighter to do it was a guy by the name of Yu Darvish all the way back in 2005. Sports Info Solutions in the US gave out their Fielding Bible Awards for NPB yesterday, and we have to mention those winners that came from the Pacific League. Congrats to Tyler Nevin and Natsuo Takizawa of the Lions, Atsuki Tomosugi and Misho Nishikawa of the Marines, Chusei Manami of the Fighters, and Ukyo Shuto of the Hawks for their wins at respective positions. The Hawks were awarded Defensive Team of the Year, and Takizawa, the tiny highlight reel himself, won Defensive Player of the Year. We finally have the monthly MVPs for September and October. Pitcher Atsuki Taneichi of the Marines went 4-1 with 48 strikeouts and a .95 ERA down the stretch, while Hawks third baseman Ryoya Kurihara batted .359 with 3 homers and 20 RBI to pace the Hawks to the pennant over the last couple of months. So there are the award news, and thank you so much for letting me contribute, guys. I look forward to contributing more to the best of my ability with what the podcast could become. Have a wonderful off season, and hopefully I'll be back with more soon, but until then, take care, Pacific League fans. I'm going to hand it off to the rest of the guys.
And so on the Sawamura Award front, I think we all knew it was pretty much a two-horse race between Ito and Livan Moinello. I'm okay with Ito winning. I know some people might say Moinello was a bit better, but I thought Ito had really one heck of a season. I can be okay with it.
The king of the rosin bag. That's right. Ohtani never won the Sawamura. How many people can say that they outlasted Ohtani at something?
Yeah, no, as you said that, my brain was like, really? And I was like, oh, no, yeah, that makes sense. No, he was just good at everything else, too. For the Fielding Bible Awards, Tyler Nevin getting the big win. I thought that was well-deserved. He was a really, really, one of those rare instances where you notice somebody being a good defender at first base. And, of course, everyone knows I love Natsuo Takizawa, so that's great. And also, big shout-out to Mr. Ukyo Shuto. Super, super well-deserved. I mean, those are my boys, so I wanted to highlight them specifically. Was there anyone on the defensive awards that you wanted to point out?
Takizawa getting Defensive Player of the Year over Genda speaks to the quality of how well the Lions have trained their new crew coming in. I know Sosuke Genda is starting to get up in age. Sadly, human highlight reel may have to be swapped out at some point. Takizawa did fantastic work this year, and I'm excited to see him in every single highlight reel for 2026.
Yeah, I was thinking about it, and I think on every highlight reel I had to cover him at some point because he was so good this year. Oh, it was amazing to see. And so that's not all for baseball news. It has been the busiest, honestly, the busiest 3 weeks in baseball history, I swear. We also had the NPB draft, and now if you don't know how the draft works, quick little rundown.
So the first round of the NPB draft is unique in that any team can pick any player in the first round. If no one else picks your player, great, he's yours. If someone else does, all teams who pick the same player have to draw lots to see who actually won that player's rights. Anyone who lost a lottery will then have to pick another player. The first round ends when all 12 teams have selected someone. Then the draft continues normally with just like you'd expect.
Yeah, and it was quite the, I think must have been a really deep class this year because I was going over the picks for all the teams and there were some great players in the fourth round. So quick little rundown for everyone interested. I'm going to go over the first round pick for every team and the player I'm most interested in the picks thereafter. All the teams did really well. I'm not really giving grades because I'm just going to be saying good for everyone. But the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks started off with the biggest surprise of the draft, I would say, Mr. Rintaro Sasaki from Stanford University. Those of you who've been following the draft scene know that Rintaro was like the big super mega acquisition prize 2 years ago, but chose to go to America to play instead. And so if the Hawks can sign him from Stanford, that would be an enormous get. That would be the craziest get of all time. I think people would say that's unfair and that the Hawks are ruining baseball. I've seen so many histrionics about another team over the last 2 weeks. But yeah, I would be very happy to see him. The player I'm most interested in the Hawks got, though, was fourth-round pitcher Goda Suzuki from Osaka Sangyo University. Best pitcher I saw in the draft, honestly. I don't know why he fell to the fourth round, but the highlights of him were outstanding. So looking forward to him. On the fighter side, they managed to pick up in the first round Jay Okama, a pitcher from Meiji University. looks really solid. No real special notes, but the most interesting player they got was Kane Okawa from Osaka Gakuin University. He's just got fighters written all over him, lots of speed, really good pop. Looks like he's going to maybe kind of build into a Chusei Manami type. It's going to be very good to see that. And for our third place team, the Buffaloes got their first round pick was Atsuyu Fujikawa from Nabeoka Gakuin High School. Looks pretty good. Again, I didn't have any special notes for him, but they did manage to pick up a two-way player that seems very interesting. Yosuke Kobuta from Sapporo Nichidai High School. Again, two-way player who pitched really well and also looks like he's got some serious pop. Maybe the Buffaloes found themselves a future Shohei Ohtani. You never know. And for the Eagles, their first round pick was Sota Fujiwara from Hanozo University. Pitcher with some real gas and a real kind of violent delivery. I think he could be a really good closer someday, unless he just keeps that arm going. So could be very cool to see that. And they also grabbed a high school catcher, U18 national team with Samurai Japan, Toshiya Osake from Gakuo Ishikawa High School. Decent hitter, but looks really, really polished on defense for a high school catcher. So I think that'll be a really good addition to the Eagles. And for my two favorite players picked in the draft, one from each team, the Lions got with their first round pick one of the big prizes in the draft, Taiga Kojima from Meiji University, catcher with enormous pop. This guy crushes balls out of the stadium. Looks like he is going to be awesome. And they also picked up Shub Akiyama, a outfielder from Chukyo University, who looks like a really, really good addition to the team. He's got really good athleticism and a crazy arm in the outfield. Pair him with Nishikawa, and that's going to be a great pairing in the outfield for the Lions. They had my favorite draft overall. And the player I'm going to say look out for to maybe even win Rookie of the Year, though, is for the Marines, their second-round pick, Kaito Mori from Meiji University. I think he's going to be one of their not opening day starters, but he's going to be on the opening day roster. Really good, consistent left-hander who just looks like he's got great command of the strike zone. The Marines went really heavy on picking up pitchers for the first 3 rounds. Their first-round pick was Genki Ishikawa from Kendai Takasaki High School. Has really good stuff and a crazy fastball. So Marines are kind of looking to reload, I think, on the Roki Sasaki front. And there you have it, my big marathon run through of the draft class. Overall, great draft for all the Pacific League teams. We've got a lot of really exciting talent coming in this year. But yeah, if you want the inside scoop on who I think is good for Rookie of the Year, Taiga Kojima from the Lions and also Kaito Mori for the Marines. Those guys look really, really, really good. I'm going to take a quick break now, and then we're going to get into our Around the Horn segment. We'll be back in just a second.
Let's turn on the sports news network. It's about 5 in the morning. Maybe we can watch some sports before work.
All right, listen, Pally. I don't care how many MVPs he's won. He's not a good quarterback. All right, next caller.
His current expected weighted on-base average is far too low at 327. I want my star player's XWOBA to be closer to 400. I think we should trade him.
And now, time for an ad for a medical supplement that you may not be able to discuss in front of your family, and certainly do not want to be having an awkward conversation about later on. Don't worry, we're going to run this ad repeatedly until everyone in the living room is giving you weird looks.
Now, you could put up with all of that, or you could just get a subscription to Pacific League TV and get all the sports you could want live, 5 a.m., all season long.
And so we're taking it to our final Around the Horn segment of the year where we cover all the teams in the league from top to bottom. And of course, we have to start with not only your Pacific League now defending champions, but your Japan Series defending champions, the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. My favorite player and yours, Mr. Yuki Yanagita, hit the big home run in Game 5 of the Japan Series to tie it up in the, I believe, 8th inning before they went on to win it in extras. He is the 4th oldest Hawk to ever hit a home run at 37 years old. And as we mentioned earlier, Ukyo Shuto had a 5-hit game in Game 2 of the Japan Series, which is a new record. So, records and incredible experiences all around. And speaking of that, Mr. Hotaka Yamakawa is the Japan Series MVP after coming out and blasting the Tigers. Picked up home runs in 3 consecutive games from games 2 to 4. Really, really helped power the Hawks over the Tigers. And our PLCS MVP was Mr. Lee Van Wijnello, who went 1-0 over his 2 starts with an 0.64 ERA. He just mowed down the competition. And yeah, I mean, it wasn't a big surprise at all. Levan Wynell has just been so good all year. Again, maybe he should have won the Sawamura, but he really dueled Ito there. And did they face each other directly? I think he won. Did he win their matchup? Anyway, moving over. And in more sort of less awards news, but just reminding you, Mr. Carter Stewart Jr. is still on the team and continuing to work on rehab. Remember, he was pretty good 2 years ago before he got injured, and so he missed all of the season. And now he's going to be coming back on the defending champs. That's going to be awesome. Cannot wait to see him again. And maybe from carrying the club, but Mr. Akira Nakamura has to undergo back surgery. Looks like it went well, and he should be ready for spring training. So, yeah, a lot of good stuff going on in Hawksland. I could not be happier. It was a great end to the season. And, yeah, yay.
I am so happy for you.
Yes, I know. I'm sure you're all very happy for me. If there's anything the Hawks don't have enough of, it's championships and adoration and the appreciation of all. And so we'll kick it over to who they beat in the Pacific League Series, the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters. Take it away, Gabe.
The Fighters confirmed recently that 4 foreign players will be back for 2026. Designated hitter, PL home run and RBI champion Franmil Reyes. Yes. Catcher/first baseman Ariel Martinez. Starting pitcher and 2024 CPBL MVP Gulin Rueyang. And pitcher Sun Yi Lei. Solid set. I'm not sure if Drew Verhagen or Anuri Zabala will make next year's club, given that there is a 4 foreign player limit. That sounds like a really good set, though. I'm happy with the quartet there, especially bringing Franimal back. You could easily see him turning into the next Alex Cabrera or Tuffy Rhodes, where he just has a protracted career hitting the absolute snot out of the baseball. Equally interesting, Taiwanese catcher Lyle Lin, who hit the Premier 12 winning home run last year for Chinese Taipei, was participating in the Fighters fall camp back on the 31st. That's very interesting to see. Could we have an all-Taiwan battery for the Fighters in the future?
Ooh.
Yuki Nomura is looking to reinvent himself as a utility man. He wants to try and play first, third, and left field. He took some special training at the fall camp on November 4th to get comfortable there, practicing with teammate Kotaro Kiyomiya, who also occupies those positions. Interesting to see him just try and find a way to sneak into the lineup anyway. With Franmil taking over at DH and with Manami in right field and Mizutani in left, it's going to be tough, but at least as a bench bat, flexibility is always a good thing. And Lord knows Tsuyoshi Shinjo loves to give his players opportunities to be flexible. Rookie outfielder Naoki Arizono, who wowed on the farm team, had some throwing elbow cleaning surgery done on October 27th. As per Baseball King, he should be ready to throw again in a month. And one last note to twist the knife in my back, really. In an interview with Sports Hochi on November 2nd, Fighters pitcher and probable Rookie of the Year Kota Tatsu said that he was rooting for the Blue Jays in the World Series. He said he was a fan of Gosman, Bieber, and especially Scherzer, who Tatsu had admired since high school. Tatsu also indicated his desire to play in the majors after he built up enough success in Japan. Mark Shapiro, white courtesy phone. Mark Shapiro, white courtesy phone.
Well, hey, maybe unlike some other players, he might choose to go to Toronto. That'd be nice.
Yeah, about that.
Also, are you allowed to say you were rooting for the Blue Jays in Japan? I feel like you might get in trouble for that.
Hey, you know what? Any team that employed Munenori Kawasaki is okay in the Japanese books.
Ah, there you go. That's true. And so we'll kick it over to our third place team, who the Fighters dispatched, as we already talked about a few weeks ago, the Oryx Buffaloes. Take it away again, Gabe.
Pitcher Kohei Suzuki, known on his jersey back as K Suzuki, is calling it a career. Having started with Oryx in 2018 and winning a ring with them in 2022 before heading to the 2 Tokyo clubs. His best season was 2021 when he helped the Buffaloes win the pennant with a 3.03 ERA out of 38 bullpen innings. Sports Hochi reporting that catcher Kenya Wakatsuki, who's attending Samurai Japan training camp right now, is interested in learning the pitch comm system that's now prominent in MLB. To quote, "I've been signaling with my hands for 25 years." It's a sign of the times. It's interesting to see how this could be of benefit to pitchers coming over to Japan. Now it's something familiar to them using PitchCom. Two players are going to be heading to Puerto Rico to work on their pitching talents for the upcoming offseason. Ren Mukunoki, you may remember him as the guy who got steamed out of a no-hitter a couple years ago, and Kaisei Tomatsu will be going off to the Puerto Rico Winter League. No word on which team from Sports Hochi. They'll be back in Japan December 22nd. Hopefully, see you later and not bye-bye for good for pitcher Yuki Udagawa, who was not offered a contract by the Orcs Buffaloes on October 29th. He underwent Tommy John surgery on his throwing elbow back in March, didn't pitch at all for the first team this year. The expectation is that Udagawa will be getting a developmental contract to keep him in the organization. Over his 78 career games, he has 26 holds and a 1.58 ERA. Pitcher Taisuke Yamaoka earned his free agency rights but declined to use them. He's going to be staying with the Buffaloes and, more importantly, will be moving back into the starting rotation after a couple seasons in the bullpen recovering from arm surgery. I think it's absolutely the right move. I remember Yamaoka was a really solid starter, part of that mountain range that the Buffaloes had in the early 2020s of Yamamoto, Yamasaki, and Yamaoka. Yama is the kanji for mountain.
Oh.
Ditto for midseason acquisition Sho Iwasaki, who came over from the Dragons. He's looking to compete for a title and is aiming to get into at least 50 games next year. So that's two would-be free agents sticking around in Osaka. Good vibes for the club, I have to say.
Well, there you go. See, it's not all doom and gloom for you. And so we'll kick it over to the team that just missed out on the playoffs, but is still making noise, the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. Take it away, Mike.
For the main story for the Eagles going into 2026, manager Hajime Miki will be returning for at least the 2026 season. And then there's also been a variety of changes at the coaching staff. A lot of kind of too many to name. Some coaches being shuffled up from the second team up to the first team, and vice versa. But one of the highlights is former Rakuten pitcher Takahiro Shiomi joining the coaching staff as one of the pitching coaches, managing the Rakuten starting rotation. Luke Voigt will be returning to Rakuten 2026. Looking forward to a full season of Luke Voigt, who joined late in the season this year and brought some really explosive power to Rakuten. And I'm interested in seeing how he'll play next year, due to the fact that with foreign players, you tend to have that transitional period where they're like, oh, I'm in Japan. Oh, this is all weird. Oh, I've never done any of this stuff before. Oh, I've never seen this style of, he already did that in his shortened season. So I'm kind of excited to see what a fully adapted Luke Voigt could do in 2026. And to top it off, Rakuten will be sending 3 players to participate in the Asia Winter Ball League: Takumi Aono, Ho Xiangyang, and Soshi Yoshino.
The Asia Winter League in particular seems like an excellent player development opportunity.
I do remember a couple years ago, Hawks related, but I remember Richard, who they traded him away earlier today. I know he had a really good couple Asia Winter Leagues a few years ago, but that was back when you were able to watch the Asia Winter League. I don't even know how you do that anymore.
And so that brings us over to the Saitama Seibu Lions, who also missed out on the playoff this year. Not really much big news for them, though. I mean, like I said, they had a really good draft, and we're hoping to have a great season next year. But unfortunately, that season will be without Mr. Kona Takahashi, who the team has announced they will be posting now for the end of the season. So he will be joining an MLD team after they get his rights. And, it sucks to see one of your best players leave, but I always prefer it's done by posting, because that way at least the team can get some financial gain from it, and that helps the team grow. So, it is what it is. So, can't be too positive about it, but, it's not the end of the world.
Look on the bright side. At least it wasn't Tatsuya Imai.
Yeah, exactly. Or like
or Chihiro
Nishikawa.
Sumida.
Yeah, exactly. No, there's somebody that I would have been like, no, don't sell him yet. No. Takahashi's had a great career with the Lions, and it's time for him to move on. And I hope he plays for a team that isn't in Orange County. That's all. Is that where the Dodgers play? I just took a shot.
Dodgers play in LA County.
Well, I also hope he doesn't play for a team in Orange County either.
Yeah, that'd be the Angels, and
Yeah, exactly.
nobody wants to wish that. Catching strays.
So that brings us over to our last place team, the Chiba Lady Marines. Mike, what's going on in Marineland?
Pitcher Kota Futaki has retired as of November 4th. The 30-year-old was part of the Marines' rotation from 2016 to 2022, then made one final appearance as a reliever last season, racking up 41 wins, a 4.18 career ERA, and he will be joining the team staff going forward. And speaking of the team staff, changes to the Lotte coaching staff. A big change, of course, being Lotte legend Saburo as the manager of the first team. And some other veterans will be joining the coaching staff, such as Tsuyoshi Nishioka and Hiroyuki Kobayashi. Nishioka, of course, being a former Minnesota Twin, and both players are vets of the 2005 and 2010 Japan Series teams. Nishioka is the hitting and base running coach, and Kobayashi will be the pitching coach. Also, Manabu Mima will be the second team pitching coach. Neftali Soto and Tyron Guerrero will be returning next season. Next season is going to be interesting because Soto will be losing his foreign player designation, and as this will be his 9th season in NPB, Soto will continue to provide young players with experience and a big bat in the middle of the order that can hopefully be paired with 2 additional foreign bats. A 3-Gaijin batting order is pretty rare to see, and 2 members of KBO's Lotte Giants will participate in Marines fall camp. Infielders Han Taeyang and Jeon Min Jae reported on October 30th and will stay until November 17th.
And that brings us to our final little bit here, our last familiar faces in new places here on the podcast for this season. Mike, how are our boys doing stateside?
Sho Otani had a postseason to remember. Home run hat trick while striking out 10 in NLCS Game 4. 2 home runs and getting on base 9 times in World Series Game 3. Which I remember, was that the game where he was walked intentionally 4 times?
That's the one.
How good do you have to be to get intentionally walked 4 times? That's insane.
Well, that's also an 18-inning game, dude.
I
The
know,
opportunities were there.
Wasn't one of them with like bases empty? Or am I imagining things?
No, there definitely was at least one with bases empty.
Oh yeah, that's right. They were the home team, so they didn't even want to risk that. And then there's Yoshinobu Yamamoto, ace of aces, 2025 World Series MVP, first pitcher in World Series history to get 3 wins on the road, first since Randy Johnson in 2001 to get 3 wins in a series period. Also had back-to-back complete games between NLCS and World Series. And also pitched and then went out the very next day to close out, what was that, Game 7.
3 innings worth of extra effort. Now everyone in LA knows why I call him the ace of aces. It's great to see that he did such amazing work. I just can't believe it was against my hometown team.
Did you know that the Phillies offered him more money than any other team? You do now. But anyway, Padre starter Yu Darvish is getting a brace procedure done on his right UCL. No Tommy John, but he's still out for 2026. Will he be making a comeback in 2027?
I hope so. Baseball's better with Yu Darvish pitching, even though he will be, checks notes, 41 when he does so.
That's an insane contract from the Padres, not gonna lie.
Hey, you know what? So you gotta spend money to win a championship. See the World Series against the biggest payroll and the 5th biggest payroll.
And also, Japan Series win by the biggest payroll. Kind of probably worth noting.
Oh, yes, that too, yes.
Yeah. And is Henshin big? I have no idea, and I do
not
not
a clue. Nobody discloses these things.
And so, finally, our question of the day. I think it's pretty apropos and appropriate. How do you recover from a loss as heartbreaking as the Blue Jays had? How have you been recovering, Gabe?
I haven't.
Right, fair enough. Mike, what's your go-to recover from a heartbreaking loss strategy?
At the end of the 2009 World Series, I think I went and played RuneScape.
Hell yeah,
At the end of
man.
the 2022 World Series, I went to Wawa and I think I drank 48 ounces of coffee.
Jesus.
2023 NLCS, I also went to Wawa and got coffee. 2024 NLDS, I stared at the wall, and then 25 NLDS, I laid on the floor and stared at the ceiling while inventing new curse words. It works. Trust me.
Yeah. 2024 World Series. I just
Oh, that's right. You're
yeah, I
weird.
just
I
took it in.
forgot.
Yeah, I just took it in. I didn't really have. I wasn't. There's my friend has a funny photo of me just like looking, just holding the phone as we were watching the game on the bus together on the way home from work, just looking sad. just, but it's no real getting over it tips. It's baseball. That's the way it goes. It is what it
None
is.
of those were Game 7 where the winning
Yeah,
run was right there.
yeah, yeah. No, it's
No, but
different.
the pitcher just had to throw it first.
Oh, the Kirkering thing.
He just had to do the thing they teach
Oh,
you to do in like little league, like just
you know what's so funny is when you said the pitcher just had to throw to first. I didn't realize you were talking about your thing. I was remembering Garrett Cole. I was like,
that
yeah,
too, that too, that
yeah.
too. Yeah, you
So,
just gotta cover the bag. It's
yeah.
All
So
right,
we've
next,
all had
next
our
question of next week. Why do we love baseball if it causes us
yeah.
so
There.
much damage?
Actually, you know what? Instead of telling us about how to recover from a heartbreaking loss, just tell us what was the worst loss you experienced as a baseball fan. Because I'm sure, as we just showed there, everyone has some story like this of something just absolutely heartbreaking that's happened to you and your team. Well, I guess let's say if Matt was here, would he even have something, or would it just be the entirety of the last 3 seasons?
No, 2007 getting swept out, that kind of do it.
That sucks, but they had a really good run to get there. Would that not almost offset it?
Hey, again, me. It
Yeah,
doesn't.
yeah. No, because Game 7. Okay, we can talk about
Okay,
this.
we're going to talk about this after on the after pod.
So, like, comment, and subscribe. Do all that YouTube stuff. Thank you as ever for watching and making it through another Pacific League season with us. We're so happy for all the support and viewership and interaction. And I think I speak for all of us when I say we couldn't be happier to be doing this every year. So we will be back probably in about a month or two for more covering what's going on in the off season. And yeah, did you guys have anything else you wanted to say before we sign off?
I want to go ahead and thank all of you for listening along. I want to thank Gabe, Jimbo, and Mike for welcoming me onto the crew. And great year in the Pacific League it was. It was a great year in NPB entirely, but enough about that.
And thank you as always for listening to the podcast. Take care.